Hey everyone, and welcome to part 3 of PLAYERUNKNOWN'S BATTLEGROUNDS Ultimate Tips and Tactics Guide to Winning. Parts 1 and 2 can be found in the description below, but in this episode we will be talking about duos. In duos, you can have more of a liberty of where you want to go, seeing how you will be supported by one other. And as long as you can both outsmart your opponents, you can survive. So pick a location where you know you can both get weapons and try not to drop directly next to someone. If you can pull this off, then once you have a gun, escort your teammate to a weapon as well, or vice versa. No need to really fight until you both can back each other up, unless you know you will be able to one-on-one someone. Sticking together and working as a team is what will win you this mode, so don't get too far off from one another. This goes hand in hand with communication. You want to make sure you can both get those call-outs quickly and clearly. One way you can improve in this remark is by using the compass on the upper part of the screen. Give your teammate a number when you spot an enemy, then you can both be on the same page quickly. Both of you should always know what the other is planning. So, if you want to push up, tell your teammate. Then you can cover each other or decide whether it is a bad idea. Weapon loadouts is also an important aspect of duos. You should make sure you both have an assault rifle and another weapon to counter the other teammate, this being a close range or a long range. So, one of you should have a close range weapon and the other with a sniper-like weapon. This way, you have all your bases of combat covered. And if you know your teammate is better with a certain setup, let them take that role. You want to make sure that they excel at their very best when it matters. In duos, you also want to make sure you are considering what your partner needs, like in any good relationship. If your partner picks up a certain gun, make sure you look out for the parts they may need. This also goes for all items. Get them the best gear so you can both last longer. Also, check in with them every once in a while to see if they need any items. You should both always split up and share what you have. Also, as a teammate, don't be shy to ask the other player to keep a lookout for an item or ask if they have anything to spare. The most important item that you want to make sure you both have an even amount of is ammo and boosts/medicals. Now let's talk about tactics and combat. When spotting another team or player, make sure you both see the person so that you can help each other out if things go south. Unless you know you can kill someone quickly and the window to do so is closing. Next, decide when to both open fire. You should be synchronized on your kills. Here I recommend both players firing on the same target unless you need someone to shoot other players. There are only really 2 times when both of you shouldn't be opening fire. 1, you need your partner to shoot at someone else so you can kill another player, and 2, when only one of you has a suppressor. If one of you has a suppressor, allow that player to fire first. Then you won't give away your position. Other than these times, try to focus targets together. If you are in combat where you know you can push on another player, you should do so, but make sure your partner can give you covering fire. Flanking is important in this mode, and staying around in one area for too long will get you killed. You want to try to push the enemy player in spots where the other player can hit them. That said, make sure you don't go too far off, because if you get downed, you have to be rezzed by your teammate. Also, when in combat, remember that once you've downed a player, you should turn your full attention to the next opponent, unless they are crawling to cover where you know they can be rezzed. If they make it to their teammate, try to flank them quickly while they are rezzing. When one of you is down, make sure you can crawl to cover. Rezzing a teammate takes 10 seconds and the animation between the start and stop is slow. This can be done by tapping F once the prompt comes up, and you are both completely still. No need to hold it. Also, it can be cancelled by moving, so make sure one of you is always on the lookout just in case. Once you understand combat and team communications, you can work on map control. This means clearing out an area so you worry less, or killing all the players that have to come to you. Examples of this can be killing each other team in a city so you don't get flanked, or camping a spot that you know players will come to. You should also do this when sweeping the edges of the circle at the end, as explained in part 2. Vehicles can also be helpful, but they are about the same as I said before. I only use them in the beginning, and when you really need to get across the map. They just give away your position too easily, and most of the time when we hear a vehicle, my teammate and I jump them as soon as they stop. Packages are also about the same here too, but now you have someone to cover you, so they can be looted a lot easier. Just be wary of the usual campers in team fights. The last thing I want to cover is being the last player on your team. If this happens, it's still not over. Here you just want to make sure you can get the surprise on your opponents. Take things a lot slower and stick to cover in the shadows. Allow the other players to fight it out before you engage. If you are in a firefight with another team, your best bet is to kill them while they are trying to flank you. Here, you want to try to kill the player that is moving from cover to cover. If you kill him, then it will be just one-on-one. Once again, thanks for joining me for another part in this series. Next time we will be talking about squad gameplay. If you enjoyed this guide, subscribe and hit that bell icon. If you find this useful, give this a like and share it. And see you guys in the next one.